from one of the best basketball shooters ever, Thompson. Thompson pretends to shoot a three-pointer. He's got 20 points and more points faces out. Applause to a guy who got banned by the NBA this morning. China stopped showing the Boston Celtics season opening game, according to their government radio Turkey. Just said they want to arrest an NBA player, saying he is a bad guy. This is what happened to the 14 players picked before Kawhi Leonard, the 2011 BASKETBALL picking event was thought to be one of the worst of all time. Most players had big problems with how they played, and even when people said good things about them, teams saw these guys as backup players at best, except for Kyrie Irving. He was the only guy that smart people agreed was ready for the NBA, but the other players like Kawhi Leonard, they were a big mystery in college. Leonard was a player who could do many things. He could do some things really well, like grab rebounds, play defense, and score close to the basket, but his long shots weren't very good, especially from the three-point line in 2 years. At San Diego State, he got 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 passes, 2 teammates per game, which looks good, but not if you're only making 44 out of 100 shots and 25 out of 100 three-pointers. Bleacher Report called Leonard a, quote, great athlete, but said he couldn't play small forward very well. His NBA comparison before the draft was Gerald Wallace, who was a pretty good player but only made 1 All-Star team his whole career. Still, Leonard's size, ability to play different positions, and team thinking made him special. He was still expected to be picked in the top 15, even with the problems in his game. And now, I'd like to thank today's sponsor. How did the San Antonio Spurs, a team that had the 29th pick in the 2011 draft, magically get a top 15 player? Well, Greg Popovich and Spurs bosses made a draft day trade with the Indiana Pacers. They offered George Hill, the 24-year-old point guard, for the draft rights to Indiana's picks. It was really risky. George Hill was becoming a star in San Antonio. He was also one of Pop's favorite players ever, but the Spurs really needed bigger players to compete with teams like the Miami Heat and the rest of the league, who had really athletic small forwards, so they took a chance on Kawhi Leonard. Sadly, for 14 other teams, Kawhi Leonard quickly became better than people thought he would in 6 years. In San Antonio, Leonard went from getting 7 points and 5 rebounds his first year to getting 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 passes in 2016. He made 2 All-Star teams, won an NBA championship, and was named the best player in the finals. Man, that's all crazy to me right now. Later, things went bad and Kawhi forced his way out of San Antonio, but that didn't stop how good he was in 2019. He led the Toronto Raptors to an NBA championship. He beat the Sixers on a last-second shot. Is this real? Oh. And in 6 games beat the Golden State Warriors. His plan earned him his second NBA championship finals best player award and made sure he would be in the Hall of Fame. Now he's trying to do something no player has done before, win with the Los Angeles Clippers. Hey, but what about the 14 guys picked before Kawhi Leonard? Where did they end up? The first pick in the 2011 draft was Kyrie Irving from Duke University. Scouts loved Kyrie's ball handling, playmaking, and ability to take over games when it mattered. In his first NBA season, Kyrie proved right away that he was amazing. He won Best New Player award, getting 18 points and 5 passes per game. He made the All-Star team his second year and kept getting better at scoring and shooting. He also broke Brandon Knight's ankles twice in the young players game, going for Smith or for somebody else, long 2-3-3-2 type of guy, that defender of the team's oh no going to work on Brandon Knight. Oh no, LeBron came back to the Cavs in 2014 to win a championship in Cleveland, and the 2 players were perfect together. Kyrie helped pass to LeBron and scored for the team when they needed it most, like when he hit one of the biggest shots in NBA history in Game 7 of the 2016 finals. Irving and Curry won on Irving shoots it up. That's good. He made this shot, making Kyrie a champion loved by the city of Cleveland and respected by the NBA community as a whole. But in 2017, Kyrie wanted to lead his own team, so he left Cleveland for the Boston Celtics. This is when the Kyrie drama really started to get attention in Boston. He fought with teammates, played badly in the 2019 playoffs, and then left for Brooklyn after promising the Garden that he would stay. When I'm in Boston, you guys will have me back. I plan on staying here next year. Boom. So in Brooklyn, Kyrie was special. Irving the crossover into the shot clock, seconds left. Irving stops applause. Irving bank shot. Jumper going in, but that's when he's actually playing in games in 2023. Brooklyn finally broke up their failed super team experiment. They sent Kevin Durant to Phoenix and Kyrie to Dallas to join Luka, and the Mavericks will all have to wait and see how the move works out for each of the teams. But individually speaking, Kyrie is a 7-time All-Star NBA champion and will be in the Hall of Fame even if you picked again today. I think the Cavs made the right choice when they chose the first-year point guard from Duke. The story, the drive shot, blocked by Irving. Irving long three made it Irving shake and bake and makes it Irving. Spins, shoots the shot. The second pick in the 2011 draft was Derek Williams from the University of Arizona, coming out of Arizona. Second year, Derek Williams had a lot of potential. At 6'8" and 240 pounds, his inside and outside game seemed perfect for today's NBA. However, the fit in Minnesota was weird from the start. Kevin Love was at the best of his career, getting over 20 points and 15 rebounds a game in 2010. So Williams didn't get much of a chance to play, and even when he did, he didn't do much with it. He lasted only 7 years in the league and played for 6 different teams. During that time, in 2019, he took his skills to the European League, where he got 15 points and 5 rebounds. Thinking about some of the good power forwards picked later in this draft, this is a pick Minnesota definitely wants back. The third pick in the draft was a Turkish center from Switzerland, Enes Kanter from Istanbul, Turkey, and the University of Kentucky. The NBA community knew very little about Enes Kanter. Most of his high school games weren't filmed, and because of rule problems, Kanter couldn't join college basketball. But in the 2010 Nike basketball event, Kanter was amazing with 34 points and 13 rebounds. So the Jazz took the chance and picked the 7-foot talented player. Enes came off the bench for most of his time in Utah in 2014. He was traded to OKC, where he played backup center to Steven Adams. Over 3 years there, Kanter got 14 points and 8 rebounds, but he randomly played amazingly. When given the chance, like when he scored 33 points and 20 rebounds in his only start in 2016, backing down on Davis buys the fake. Kanter shoots it up and in caught fire, making a 3, trying to help the Thunder win, but he then played 1.5 years in New York, where he got a double-double, then moved around the NBA, playing for Portland in 2018, Boston in 2019, back to Portland in 2020, and then was traded to Boston again in 2021. In the summer of 2022, his career ended and he got no offers during free agency. Or was that what happened in his last NBA season? Kanter caused a lot of problems in the media. He loudly criticized the NBA's relationship with China, said that Nike shoe factories were run by slaves and wore custom shoes that made fun of LeBron James. He even changed his name to Enes Freedom. They knew that because of the shoes that I was wearing. Whatever I was saying was really hurting the Celtics. They were losing millions of dollars. They knew that he put him in trouble. It's going to be trouble for him just before that last Celtics season. Look at the stats. I got a double former coaches and NBA bosses disagree. Stan Van Gundy said he just wasn't good and talked about his bad defense either way. Enes is 30 years old and out of the league. Now he's a regular guest on news stations. The 4th pick in the 2011 NBA draft now also appears on reality TV shows. Yep, I like to hear, but Jokes aside, Tristan Thompson had a pretty good NBA career. He played 9 years in Cleveland, getting 9 points and 8 rebounds. He was a big part of the Cavs team that went to the finals for 4 straight years and was a starter on the 2016 championship team. In his last year in Cleveland, Tristan got 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 passes. But since 2019, he's been moving around the NBA, playing for Boston, Sacramento, and Indiana in February 2022. He signed a 1-year contract with the Bulls, but hasn't played a single game this season, so it looks like his NBA career is over. Although the Cavs probably hate themselves for not getting Kawhi Leonard, they still got a championship and a lot of good stuff out of Tristan Thompson. The 5th pick in the draft was Jonas Valanciunas from Lithuania. Jonas was thought to be the best European player in his group. He was 19 years old, just won a World Cup Best Player award, and had the size and skills similar to many great European centers. Valanciunas spent 7 years as Toronto's starting center in 407 games. He got a solid 11 points and 8 rebounds, but Toronto lost in the playoffs each year against LeBron. So in 2018 and 2019, the team shook things up. They traded for Kawhi in the summer, and then mid-season traded Jonas to the Memphis Grizzlies. Sadly, the Raptors went on to win a championship that year without him, but Jonas found a home in New Orleans, where he has kept getting better. Now he starts at center and gets 16 points and 10 rebounds per game. Valanciunas was a great pick and helped the Raptors win an NBA championship, just not in the way he would have liked.